Hit record. Okay. We are on. You all good? You all ready for this?
Yep.
All right.
Let's do this.
Okay. We've just committed ourselves to something that could be amazingly bad, so let's try this.
Go ponies.
Oh, woo! Hey everyone, welcome to Bronyville. All sorts of stuff dealing with people who, and mostly 4 guys right now, who really like My Little Ponies, as odd as that is.
We love them.
Yeah, they're awesome. 4 guys and my girlfriend, who is looking onward during the show, looking very, very displeased with the fact I'm doing this. But whatever. Hey, this is for fans of, the new My Little Pony Friendship is Magic and the weird web sensation that it has created. My name is Flane. I have done other podcasts before of that ilk. Let's see, and let's go first with Savrin. Hey, Sav.
Hi, I'm Savrin Drake. I'm also a podcaster. I'm active on PonyChan and on several of the My Little Pony Friendship and Magic groups online. I'm a hell of a medic. We're supposed to talk about what? Favorite character?
Yeah, well, let's do that. Favorite character, go.
I'm a Dash fanboy, and having seen the latest episode, it confirmed it.
Rainbow Crash!
Yeah. She was defending Fluttershy's honor. Uh-huh. That raises questions.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yep. More questions than answers.
I know.
You're just a friend.
She's a good friend.
They are all friends, and it is magic.
Yeah. Yep.
If we have figured out anything, it is magic. Sup, Doral?
What up?
How goes? What's your fave?
I am good, and my fave is also Rainbow Dash.
Going 2 for 2 on this.
Yeah, she kicks ass. I don't know how else to describe it. She really kicks ass. And just a little shameless promotion here. I actually I'm not like a huge Ultra Pony fan, but I am like fascinated with the fandom, I guess. And I actually wrote a big old blog thing about it over at my blog, TotalMediaBridge.com, and it's pretty fascinating. And it actually was my biggest hit. And it's like apparently a million people keep jumping to it or whatever because everyone likes searching for ponies. So
they are quite popular right now.
Insanely popular.
Yep, and let's see. So we got that. Now I know Keb, you've got a weird one as your favorite. You're just bizarre. This don't count, by the way.
There might be Spike. I'm leaving.
Yeah, say that again. I don't think they picked it.
My favorite is Spike. He's adorable. I am biased.
I know, right? I don't know how to respond to that.
Mm-hmm. Your favorite pony is Spike. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Am I doing ponies wrong?
Yeah, it sounds like it. Mine is, of course, mine is Twilight because, I like a lady that is smart and is booksy and most of all flips her stuff, when stuff goes wrong, I guess.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I had the same thing with like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Hey, Leonardo's cool. Why? He's got swords. Main guy. Go. That's the only way I've been.
Swords.
Yeah, swords.
SORD.
Yep. Okay. Well, let's see. Where's everybody? Just so we have a little bit of a landmark on where everybody is on the show. I've just finished the recent one, the Cutie Mark
Chronicles.
Chronicles. There you go.
Yep.
Just finished that one. So let's see who's hit those.
I am to that point.
I just
saw that one last night.
One.
Okay, so we're all up to the recent right now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. Now we can kind of get a little bit spoilery. I think we'll get spoilery on that episode a little bit later in. That way we can anybody that doesn't want to have all that ruined for them can simply just listen to the rest of the show.
Dumbledore.
Hey.
Rosebud was a sled.
Old Mame, out of the room, sit in the corner.
Great and powerful Trixie's her own mom.
Okay, well, I think a good place to probably start with us is, why we started watching, and dear God, why is it so addictive?
I have one answer. One answer is
go for it, Keb.
Okay. Actually, I I found the show because my boyfriend, Makoryuk, loved it. He's like, "Oh, hey, I'm watching ponies. You should watch them too." I'm like, "This is ponies. This is a show for kids." And I'm like,
Show for
I'll download it. I'll
girls.
watch it.
You know.
And I'm like, wow, this is really good. And I ended up watching all 10 episodes that were out at the time, all in a row. And he actually found it through, I don't know, we were hanging out in some IRC chat room on Fernet. No, not Fernet. It was AnthroChat. And one of the artist people who hangs out there was like, hey, you should watch ponies because they're cute and I love Pinkie Pie. And so then that's kind of how it happened. So I kept watching.
Usually, I'm going to have to take a step back, and anyone who's like, "Oh, my favorite's Pinkie Pie," I always have to be like, okay, all right, that's fine. Wow, she's spastic. I go back and watch it and be like, oh, whoa.
Well, that's
She's obviously a likable character.
Oh,
but
yeah.
to say she's like the favorite is sort of, I don't know, like...
Like saying
like-
your favorite is tornadoes. It's like,
Exactly. So, like, that's the way to act.
with all the natural
Like-
disasters I'd like to hit me, tornadoes would be fun. No, there's no problem with that. I think she's one of the ones that grew on me the most. Like her and Rarity are the two that started just like, okay, yeah, let's look at Rainbow Dash. She's cool. Like let's just keep going. And it's just like, oh, okay, those two have their definite use. Mainly, Pinkie Pie shows up to sing some inane song about something and sometimes upset people. But
and make baked bads.
Okay, well, that's that. I'll go ahead and jump in with mine. I think it was just I started hearing about everybody pretty much talking about it, like, oh, dude, ponies. I started seeing all the the pictures and stuff. I guess I got to see this because I'm trying to do some animation stuff myself. Kind of interested in VO and decided that I wanted to get up on it and find out what was going on, why it was so big. I found out that Lauren did, was responsible for helping out in the Powerpuff Girls and also with Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, and two absolutely great shows. I haven't seen enough of those, so I'm happy I kind of hit the ground running on this one. But and the fact that it was just like, hey, where can I find it? There's a site called YouTube. You type it in and you get it.
Magical.
Yeah. So it just was like, let me watch one. I watched one. I'm like, okay, well, it's all right. Let me watch the next one. Watch the next one. And I pretty much figured out once you get past episode 4, you're gone. Anyone who goes past about 4, they're in the threshold. They're just like, oh God, yeah, ponies.
It's the pony singularity.
Yeah. I've warned people of that. But yeah, it was just like, hey, I need to find out what's going on with this. Holy God, this is crazy. It's really nice to see an animated show, even if, people might at some point go, hey, it's in Flash, that's not real animation. Just to see something where it's like, wow, these characters actually each have personality, and even if it does have to, come tacked on with a moral at the end of each episode, they managed to find little ways to just make me crack up every single time, so I really don't even care.
Yeah, at least it's not like the what were the PSA tacked on things at the end of those
Sonic the
wacky
Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog shows? Yeah.
Yeah,
They want
I
to touch
that's
you.
like-
Say no good. Yeah.
Don't get locked in a refrigerator, kids. You'll suffocate. That was always the one that was just like, wait, what? We need to be told this? I mean, I'm sure some kid would do it and get locked in a refrigerator. But don't do it,
Don't
kids.
smother your children.
Okay.
I know you've had a hard day at work and you come home and you're frustrated. Please, don't smother your children.
I tried not to, but it's so hard. Let's see, Doral, let's go with yours. Why is it so addicted, and how'd you get in?
Oh boy. Well, to be fair, I should preference this. I'm not like an ultra huge fan of it. I do enjoy the show a lot.
Like it.
I've sort of been trying to get into animation, so I've been sort of watching the recent batch of cartoons, the newer cartoons, and there are actually quite a few good ones. with My Little Pony, there's like Phineas and Ferb, and there's some SpongeBob and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, pretty much there was a lot of talk and discussion over this My Little Pony show, on the internet, and I, being curious, checked it out, and the first episode I saw was one with the zebra.
Oh, so you went out of order.
Yeah, I'm way out of order. I just caught
Okay.
a random episode.
That's one of my favorites too. I went back and saw that. That was a good one.
Yeah, and I saw it, and I was really surprised, in particular, how it wasn't like we just talked about, how the lessons weren't like these tacked on PSA kind of announcements at the end, but they actually sort of smartly interwove it into the story. And the other thing that struck me as really interesting was how well developed the world was. It wasn't just a random, like, oh, there are ponies in this place and they do stuff and they're cute and that's it. There was actually like a storyline, how the world was created, how the characters interact with each other, how they view the world outside of Ponyville and Equestria and stuff, and everything seemed real to them. And I was really, really surprised by how well that was set up.
Yeah, one of the weird things, when you mention about the world, is they'll drop some sort of like obscure reference, like, oh, we got to go take care of this stuff in Philadelphia, and then just leave it at that. So you're just like, whoa, that's a place? Oh God, it's like, what happens there? It just gives you that little nugget.
Manhattan.
The Big Apple.
Trottingham.
Yeah, and it's funny
Yeah.
because like there's a lot of puns. They're basically elaborate puns, but they're not played as puns. They're played at legitimate words, legitimate places, which works for the show and really pretty admirable.
There's a lot of visual puns and a lot of visual references to Looney Tunes type cartoons.
Right.
Yeah, a very good example of that was the most Bird in the Hoof with Fluttershy and the. Oh shit! I just spoiled it. Oops.
No, you're good. I think you're all right.
It was like a
Or-
Benny
or
Hill.
the Benny Hill,
Yakety
yeah.
Sax.
Well, even just the running around, the Scooby-Doo run, yeah.
The walking through it and multiple doors, and the two people finally slam into each other.
Running around the tree and the birds at the top, just looking at them, that kind of stuff.
And don't worry, I can go back in and put in like a quack noise when you say.
I'm sure.
I could do that.
I'm a terrible person.
You
I have
are.
a foul mouth.
You are. Okay, so now that you're talking, how'd you get in? Go, Sav.
Well, I got into this show by just seeing it pop up a lot on image boards. Just, the random image memes with captions over pictures of colorful ponies. And I'm like, what is this? And after days and days of seeing these threads crop up, I was like, fine, I'll just check this out and see what it is. So I loaded up the first episode, and I kind of stopped halfway through the first episode and was like, it's weird. I'm watching this cartoon for little girls. And the next day, I went and watched the other half of it and was like, well, this is actually decent. Okay. Then I watched the next episode. And then I watched all the way through Applebutt season and was hooked. Primarily just because of all the goofy faces that they do, and it's just funny. It's a well-animated show that doesn't even necessarily force the lessons. I think we've pretty much covered that. The lessons are there, but they're not like preached at them.
Well, occasionally they are.
I
Occasionally,
mean, yeah, some
There's-
episodes are better than others at hiding it, I think.
there's a
Yeah.
few episodes where the moral is like, all right, so weird things happen sometimes, and you just accept them, huh? Okay.
Well, that's because that writer sucks.
Okay.
He's the same one that wrote Over a Barrel and Feeling Pinky Keen. He is terrible.
Again, the views expressed are that of the panelists, and
Yes.
we love you.
Yeah. Piggy's tail starts twitching, starts falling. Never a miscommunication.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, there is a definite hierarchy of writers, just like in like Doctor Who or something else. There are people that write the shows. There's some really good writers, and there's a couple that a little iffy. So, mean, my favorite episode is probably Sonic Rainboom. So,
Oh, yeah, I think that's a classic.
Yeah, that was a
And-
pretty amazing episode.
As they
The
would
most-
say, Celestia tier.
yeah, I mean, the most recent episode was also written by the same person, so I like that one too.
It's a signature. Every episode he writes has a Sonic Rain Boom.
Don't give them away. I'm going to have to beep everybody.
The Sonic
Ne-
Ring Boom is just a myth.
Next 6 minutes.
An
just gonna
old
be-
mare's tale.
There you go. We need to get moving. This is hurting. Let's see. So, I'm just looking through the notes. Well, tell you what. Let's since it seems like we just want to break it down, and we want to go ahead. The last episode we had was, as said, the Cutie Mark Chronicles. So we're just going to go ahead and break it down now. If you haven't watched up to that episode, I think you probably might need to. We might get spoilery all the way up to that episode. Spoiler time starts now.
The horror! The horror! It was awful! A disaster! A horrible, horrible disaster! I don't get it.
Hey, spoilers. Man, where do we start? We got a whole, how many episodes to go through?
23.
Okay.
23.
Okay.
23? Wow.
I'll go back to my original point where I said the two characters that really improved the most was... Actually, I think I'll have to make it three. Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy, and Rarity. Those three started off, hey, there's a really quiet, meek one. Hey, there's a crazy one. And hey, there's kind of a spoiled girl. And it turned into, hey, there's a soft-spoken one that has, these odd abilities. There's one that's random but can manage to, kind of diffuse any situation. And there's a really self-reliant, big on herself, confident character. And it's like, wow, that was one heck of a transition right there, from my perception at the beginning of the series to later in.
I should mention that I haven't seen them all, but I'm not particularly care about spoilers.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that one of the interesting things about the show is sort of how a lot of the ponies come off very one note, and especially the first two episodes, they were sort of kind of running through the gamut. Even the second episode, the Ticket Master, that was a very sitcom-y, very simplistic sort of direction of taking the storyline. And later on, when they started focusing on each individual character in specific episodes, Sonic Rainboom, the one with the dresses, Rarity and the dresses, it became a lot clearer that there was, more dimensions to each character. And one of the great things about it is they don't necessarily play to the character type. So it's not as if Rarity's just an arrogant. She's actually just a very prideful person, but definitely has sort of a heart and a direction of where that character is being taken. And, most cartoons don't go that far. Most cartoons keep their characters very simple. But because, and I sort of argued this later on somewhere else, but because the show is actually a full 22 minutes and not like the usual 11 minutes or 7 minutes short that kind of comes and goes, the full 22 minutes allows a lot of the writers and a lot of the character development to sort of take place over time. So we learn a lot more than you would normally expect from an animated cartoon, which is pretty phenomenal, especially on a new network with sort of a new, based on a toy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the whole network is based off a toy. The whole network is based off of, sell stuff to the consumers. That's
and it's crazy that you would have a toy-based product have more development than something original.
It feels like the writers are taking it seriously. Like they're taking it seriously in the same way that someone would approach a sci-fi series, or I guess I've watched a lot of sci-fi series recently, and I think watch Enterprise or something like that, and the writers, I think, have to learn how to write the characters and learn how they interact. And the first couple episodes were sort of oh, hey, we have these character stereotypes, and we're going to use them until we develop these characters a little further and figure out who they actually are. I mean, it took a second, or it took a couple episodes before even the basic characters like Spike or Twilight were actually solid, and you actually kind of had a grasp of who they were. So they're not just these two-dimensional characters. They actually have some depth, some history, some story behind the characters themselves, not only the world.
Yeah, one of my favorite character development moments actually did happen in Sonic Rainboom as well, and it didn't happen with Dash. It happened with Fluttershy. That entire hey, give my rallying cheer, and she's just doing that little yay, just because that is her. And then at the end, she loses her skull, and then just loses her brain, and then comes back over and says, "Did you hear? I was so assertive. What kind of kids show uses assertive? That's such a huge word. This isn't a wow." I was saying, I heard that maybe high school. I was a dumb kid, so maybe college. But wow, I was so assertive. Cut it in there. Yeah. I mean, so far, and I mean, there's even the side characters that that just mystify you as well. You see, DJ Pony or vinyl scratches for a total of 5 seconds, and people just go nuts and start. There's more. I bet there's quadruple the amount of time that character was actually made in studio and appeared in the episode as there are just fan creations around it.
Oh yeah, and the people that play the music over HLDJ for the My Little Pony Friendship Magic Steam group takes on the DJ Pony and has the vinyl scratch icon. They try to play to that character. So
there's a Steam group. I'm going to have to find this now.
Steam group. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic has over 2,000 members.
Yeah, that's probably a good little point to drop to now. Sav knows a lot more about the actual community and places you can go. So for the uninitiated or somebody that might want to find out as much information as possible, where can we go?
Well, the go-to place for just general poniness, which is a fantastic word, is going to be Equestria Daily. It is...
Continue, I'm sorry.
It is equestriadaily.com, and it has news, fanfic, media, comics, art, and more. Basically, anything pony fandom related is going to get posted up there. There's several people that have been doing comic series. People do their music, and it gets posted up there.
Tons of fan fiction.
Tons of fanfic. Usually pretty good stuff, too.
Really?
The Friendship Magic piano medley, this guy did a medley of songs from the show on piano. Linked up there. And, yeah. There's
You've got things like Eurobeat Brony.
Which is some good stuff.
Which is shockingly good stuff. I don't usually like Eurobeat, and that's just oh, wow, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, and if you just want to go for the image board thing, you go to PonyChan, which is ponychan.net,
and that one shocks the heck out of me because it's the nicest Chan board you can ever imagine.
It is, and the people behind it have done a heck of a job to keep it that way, which I appreciate because. Ponies is one of those things that I'd rather not see, completely ruined by the Chan culture.
Yeah, you'll go in there and there's polite conversation, and if somebody posts something that was like, hey, I had a bad day, they'd all help out and be nice to one another.
Wow.
For a Chan board.
The opposite of B, basically.
Yeah, they even have I believe what they call it, oats. They have their own version of B, which is like B except with no bad people.
Yeah, and it's...
Is that even possible?
You got to go see it. I kid you not. It's bizarre. It's like somebody it's otherworldly.
And there's, episode discussion, random picture dumps for the characters. I mean, my pony folder is somewhere around 500 things, 500 images. I do Chan boards, and I have a ton of that stuff. People post original music they make on there, so you can download it from Pony Chan. And it's generally a really good outlet for creativity regarding it.
Also, it's a good place if you want to get the episodes and you want to get them in high def. They do have the episode board as well. I always go and get them there because I can get the 720p high quality, and just I take it, put it on the laptop, put it on the screen. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, sadly, 23 is not up yet.
It was earlier. I picked it up.
Oh,
It wasn't added to the list, but
okay.
it was further. It was further down on there. But yeah, we watched that. It was sweet. Let's see where else. Yeah, as said, YouTube's got tons of stuff. That's where you can find all the DJ Pony mixes. Pretty much, there is a ton of original content. I'll actually probably have one of the Euro mixes pasted to the end of the episode. I think I might go with Fluttershy's Lullaby because I actually really like that song. It grew on me a whole bunch.
Also, if you have Steam, there's the Steam group I mentioned earlier. So you can play with the Bronies, and it's generally pretty nice. I play on the Team Fortress 2 server. They have a Minecraft server, and I think they have a couple other things, but it's generally a very entertaining group.
Yeah, I know that on Equestria Daily, there's 3 WoW Brony guilds. So if you want to play World of Warcraft, it looks like that there are 3 My Little Pony. One of them being called Friendship is Magic, the other is Elements of Harmony, and the other one is Equestrian Order. One in Europe, 2 US, 1 Alliance, 1 Horde, 1 Alliance. So
yeah. And see, what's funny is that I'm out of WoW right now. I'm not playing it. I've played it since vanilla. But when people were I'm going to make a pony guild, I was like, oh god, that's tempting to go and pick it back up.
I haven't played, but that does sound kind of good. Hey, sweetie, can I play in the pony guild? No, okay. She's scowling at me now. That's.
And with the changes to 4.1 where you can change heirlooms cross server easily now, it'll actually make it easier to play on new servers. What? Instead of paying $25 to transfer a character on a guild that didn't work. Whoops. So.
Hey, WoW talk. Okay. Yeah, I mean, anything else? I think that's probably most of it, or at least where I go. As said, yeah, I haven't looked at it too much, but it looks like Equestria Daily is just amazingly good for just finding anything out there. I mean, it's updated really constantly. And if you look right now, it's Equestria Philly, because based off the most recent episode.
Which features all...
podcast on there?
No, they'll probably put this on there. Hey guys, Equestria Daily, you guys are cool. Yes. Waving to you. You are awesome guys.
Even the grimdark Pinkie Pie fictions. Oh god, those are creepy. Oh.
The first rule of Equestria Daily is we don't talk about cupcakes.
Yeah. Though somebody does have a recipe of baked bads on there, so you can pick those up.
Oh! I watched a video of somebody baking those baked bads today.
Well,
they ended up in the garbage can. That's a spoiler.
I have made them and served them to my friends who ate them all.
With the worms inside?
With gummy worms, yes.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Joke's on you.
No, it was gummy worms. I'd been joking about wanting to do it when somebody posted that to Equestria Daily. I was like, I've got to try them. I made 2 dozen on the first batch. They didn't quite turn out muffiny, but they were okay. And the gummy worms really saved it. But I brought them to the usual Tuesday night hangout and came home with 2, which have since been eaten. So
there you go.
They're not quite so baked bad. It's just very weird.
Very bizarre.
Yeah.
So I think a good way to probably end this up, we just hit about 30 minutes going on here. So here's a nice little question, particularly with this. As said, I have my girlfriend sitting next to me who scowls every once in a while when I mention her or mention the show too hard. How do people How do people who know you, who know that you have obsessed about this, react to you? I'm sure I probably have lost a good dozen Twitter followers since I've started, just gushing about the show.
Huh.
Sav,
I'm sorry
what about
that
you?
your friends are that against fun.
You know what? They obviously don't know how much magic is involved. They're like really mean griffins. That's what they are.
Oh.
Oh.
Meanie pants.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
I have been very successful in converting people. I found it, and I shared it with a friend of mine who went over the cliff, and totally loves it. And then he showed it to a friend, and I showed it to, St. Patrick's Day. We didn't go out, got a bunch of drinks, and we watched 3 episodes of My Little Pony on St. Patrick's Day in a room full of adults. And they converted them. And now, I've got some of my other cohorts. It's pretty evenly split. The people that know I like it and like the show themselves, and then there's the ones that are like, what's wrong with you? But at least the people that are like, what's wrong with you, understand that, I'm a huge fan of animation, and when I see a good series, I'm going to latch on to it. So they're like, oh, Severin's just weird. I've thankfully not had any of the, useless haters going to hate coming in and going, bring back the 80s ponies, ponies suck, get out. I've actually had that pop up on
Those undersea ponies. Oh. That's
no.
Wait till they'll reference that at some point. Season 2, they're going to have an underwater adventure. I just know it.
Goodness.
But I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, where I am, everybody likes to be too cool, and I think a lot of them just don't want to admit that watch something that would make them seem like that they're at any point not cool. So I think I almost wish at times I could just post on one of these boards and be like, hey, meet out near where I am so we could watch some shows. It would be cool. Hey, guys. That way I could geek out with a whole bunch of people a little bit local. But then I could create an internet podcast show thing and then just talk to people this way and have that as an outlet.
I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
I really do. Because
My Little Pony supporters.
I've been really lucky, I guess, that I have a lot of like-minded people around me that I can just be like, oh my god, did you see this latest episode? Yeah, I totally did. And then converse about it. I mean, it's just, I'm glad that I have weird friends that are sufficiently weird and not, too cool for school and won't actually watch ponies. The funny part is the people around me that have been the too cool for this show kind of thing are the ones that are younger. They're like in their early 20s, like 21, 22, and they're like,
what?
Girl.
I had a hypothesis about the whole thing of why it appeals to people within our kind of collective group is because it harkens back to like the cartoons of the 80s and 90s where they were these kind of like, hey, they go on a mission and there's a little bit of a, each one has their, their differences and their strange things about them. And at the end, you learn something. I'm like, this is like childhood comeback.
Exactly, but better.
Childhood 2.0.
And
Well,
that's
what I-
actually something I've heard a lot of people say, is that it really reminds them of cartoons, helps them feel like a little bit like a kid again. It's like even after a rough, crappy day at work, you can come home, watch a cute little show about hyperactive multicolored equines and feel better, rather than going home, looking at CNN and realizing the world is falling in the toilet. You can only
How
do that for
nihilist
so
of
long.
you.
I like I said, I don't really go around preaching it. I do when I do talk about animation in general. I say, okay, there's a lot of great shows out there right now that you're missing. My Little Pony is in that list of those great shows, along with like Phineas and Ferb and Fairly Odd Parents, and recently I feel like I don't know. It feels like there's before like I guess now. Between like I guess 2000 and 2010, animation was sort of, I won't say bad, but it was problematic. There was just nothing really, other than SpongeBob. No one was really into
feel as strongly as it was seems to be going on now. But like recently, with something like My Little Pony, everyone's been sort of embracing animation as a legitimate sort of form to entertain themselves, and because of which, and because nowadays it's like we know we have a lot of faith in these animators because we know the work they've done before with Fosters, with Powerpuff Girls, and so on and so forth. That we can say, okay, we like My Little Pony. Wait, what are you talking about? How do you like that little girl show? Well, it's made by people who made Fosters. Oh, that's a good show. And Powerpuff Girls. Oh, that's also a good show. So it does help that people are more familiar with the creators behind them. They know what they're capable of. So yeah, they're going to take something like My Little Pony. 9 times out of 10, they're going to make it pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, Lauren Faust is really good at what she does.
Yeah, you had something, Keb?
Oh, yeah. No, Lauren Faust has also kind of given stuff back to this weird internet community that has sort of sprung up in the last few months around this show. You know, with things like Derpy Hooves and these other characters that she's added reprisal roles in the stories, or whoever is in charge of that.
Derpy was an animation error in episode 1, and now she's sort of an ascended meme that's shown up in many episodes with her, little derpy eyes. And the fact that she's actually interacted with the community is surprising. Several of the other artists have come and talked on Pony-chan. There is give and take between the adult online fandom and the creators of the show, which is pretty cool considering it's supposed to be just a cartoon show for little girls to sell toys.
Oh yeah, I think that helps, because again, like it's only recently I would say with the rise of Twitter, with the rise of Facebook, with the rise of blogs and stuff that the community, the people, animation community and fans and audiences have been able to communicate directly to their creators, to the people in the industry in a way that has never been done before. Not even when we were young in the 90s. Like, we would watch our cartoons, that was it. There's no way we could really express our enjoyment, maybe write a letter to like Nickelodeon or something, but that was pretty much all we could do. But now we can
you didn't know who the creators were. You didn't know the guys behind, say, Ren and Stimpy, or the guys behind Rocco, or what have you.
Exactly. It was like this wall, and that was like really impossible to cross. But nowadays, it's like, I won't say that we're actually, it's almost like we're writing the show, because that's like too cliche or whatever. But there's definitely a stronger inclination, a very strong ability to actually to learn about not only the world of the show, but actually how it's created, how the fans sort of communicate with each other, how the audience communicate with the creators, and vice versa. And in a way, isn't this weird? I don't know. It's just like we're part of the growing community, which also involves the creators as well. It's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like that where, I mean, Derpy's being as a great example there. If if it had just been a regular show and nobody paid attention, that little oversight would have never turned into what it was. It would have been, there was this weird animation error in episode 1. Never saw that again. The character looked identical. Instead, on other episodes, the googly eyes is there, and it's set for that character. It's become that. And the fact that Lauren actually does, she does have like a DeviantArt page, Fire, I believe, FYRE.
Firefly.
Okay, sorry.
FYRE-FLYE.
There. But and she actually hey, here's some character sketches. Hey, somebody left a comment. Let me leave a note and just explain it. And they cover that kind of closely, just stating, she's involved. Maybe not one-on-one, with everybody on the community, but she loves the product and actually wants it to do well and wants to be out there. Kind of sharing it around, which I think is great.
Yeah, I think it's a good opportunity to be a fan nowadays, and like back then where it was kind of like, enjoy the show, now go away after you buy our products. But now it's like, you can talk about it, you can talk to the creators and ask questions and enjoy it with, also learning a little bit more about what's going on.
So, anything else on you guys? Any other thing you want to bring up? Because I have, I think, 3 final little questions here, and we can wrap up the show for this week, or for whenever the next time the recording goes. Oh, go, Ked.
I was going to say that because the other Savern and you guys have all actually talked about how responses to you watching the show. So I first started watching it. My roommate was like, "Wait, are you watching that?" And he gave me a little bit of static, and then we've kind of joked about it since then. And it's like, yeah, your gayness level has gone up over 9,000 now, but he's really the only one who gives me static about it. I've actually watched the show at work because I work late at night sometimes, and I have my machine there. And people are like, "Wait, are you watching that? Is that actually good?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm just giving the honest spiel about, hey, it's they're more than just 2-dimensional characters. Animation's pretty great. It's pretty fun to watch. It's got lots of puns.
Yeah, my girlfriend said the same thing about my gayness level going over 9,000 since watching it. So that's nothing new I've heard.
Yeah, your girlfriend.
Yeah,
Wait.
my girlfriend. Yeah, my girlfriend called me gay. Yeah. Okay, well, let's wrap this up. I got 3 quick little points here. The last one I'll make it a little bit longer. But okay, you watch the show. I'm sure you've seen it in a few episodes. Someone uses My Little Pony in a sentence. Is it groan-worthy or is it okay?
I just kind of roll my eyes.
Yeah, me too. I do. I say My Little Pony in a sentence, like, "Oh, My Little Pony, you shouldn't have done that."
I've never heard that.
I've
never heard that. I don't know if I was a good thing or a bad thing.
You'll encounter it. It is a little bit of like, okay, well, all right. I use Brony. You're correct, dear, but that's because it's cool and that's what the hip kids are using. Don't give me that face.
Bro hoof.
Yep. I actually wanted to call this for a while the Brodeo. So, but that
rodeo show.
Yeah, but the Brodeo.
So which one of you is the Brodeo clown?
Yeah. But okay, all right. What's your feel on the Cutie Mark Crusaders, and who's your favorite? Savern, go.
I'm gonna say Apple Bloom. She's at least trying. She's willing to try new things.
I don't know why, but I like Scootaloo. Which is usually the one that gets in the most trouble.
She's the orange one, right?
Yep, the orange one.
Yeah.
I actually, that was another group that was just like, at first I was like, whatever, and then, it's just like, okay, I kind of like them. I kind of
do. I also am an Apple Bloom fan. She has balls on her sometimes, which I like is really surprising to see, especially in like a really young character, especially a young female character.
Especially on a female character.
Go after Zakora or whatever, and like every other pony in the village who are like a grown adults were like running and hiding. She's like, no, I'm gonna talk to her. What the hell? What's fucking wrong with you? I was like, okay, you're my favorite character now.
Weigh in?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, go for it. Own it.
I like Scootaloo. She does the little putt-putt thing with her wings. She's got the scooter.
Yeah.
Hilarious. So cute.
She can't fly yet, so she uses her wings as a motor. That is adorable.
And Sweetie Belle is a hardcore singer there. Like that.
Oh, it's so hilarious to see how the adult ponies can see that they have skills, and then they just do the opposite. It's like, but sometimes they have to learn it the hard way.
It's like morals and lessons and growing up and stuff. It's crazy.
Falling off of zip lines.
It's all about self-discovery and not awesomeness like Dashes.
Not everyone can just go fast and make it happen. Okay, and last one. Okay, you've got to make the decision. Okay, you've got to make a Brony character right now. I've got mine, so that gives you a little bit of time to figure it out. Mine is called Apple Cider. It is yellow, has a tankard for the mark, and I added this bit in for the grown-worthy place that they live. He lives in Appalana. There you go.
Wow. Are you a writer for the show?
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Hey,
crazy. Wow.
let me try that. I really wish I could. Yeah, Lauren, I am interested in doing voiceover and possibly writing. If you are listening, I've got some story
God.
ideas, please. Let's do lunch. It'd be cool. Yeah. But anyway, Sav, what you got?
Well, I actually made a character up just for the lulz. Goes by the name Sandy Surprise. He is a Earth pony who is a chef who grew up in Appaloosa and learned to cook using pretty much anything he could find. So his cutie mark is a sun with a scorpion on it. Because, he'll cook pretty much anything, and anything you eat is something of a surprise. I don't know.
That one works. Let's see. Hey, Doral, make one up real quick.
Oh God, I've never really put too much thought into making a Brony character.
Make it
At all. I guess
it can't be worse than mine.
I guess all I can really think of at the moment right now is like a Earth-based pony, who is probably like somewhat tall and has a basketball for a cutie mark.
Oh.
Probably, now that I try to develop it, it'd probably be like, kind of like a Rainbow Dash, but on the ground. And very, an athletic, kind of like speed, kind of like action. But,
Okay.
Something that, where he just struts his stuff without being too arrogant or whatever.
Okay. There is the one tennis guy, the one tennis pony so there's room to actually do that. There's the Pegasus, which I believe those sporty Pegasus, one of them has a bunch of basketballs or one basketball, but
Really?
3 basketballs. Girlfriend correcting me with 3 basketballs. That's how good he is.
Wow.
I missed that one. I got to check it out.
They were in the Rainboom episode.
I
You
missed
remember
that one.
the ones that were teasing Dash.
Oh, one of those guys, one of the Rainbow Crash.
Yeah, the one of them had basketballs, the other one had footballs, I believe.
They've
Oh,
got, they've
yeah.
got bad haircuts.
Mm-hmm.
And one had a dumbbell.
Ah,
Yeah, someone had a dumbbell. I thought he had a dumbbell. That's why I was a little
Yeah.
thrown off by that. But yeah, I got to see. He's probably my pony. He's probably my good friend.
All right. Hey, Keb, are you going to cheat and use make a dragon now?
No, it would be red pony. Trying to think about cutie mark has been hard. I've thought about it for a long time. I don't know why it's so hard, but it'd be like some kind of stupid computer thing.
Which is surprising. My
back of
girlfriend just yelled jellyfish, but something about some part of your name. But okay, computer, some sort of like computer chip, some computer supply.
Yeah.
Okay, that works. All right, I think that. Anything else we want to add? Hey, Lauren, if you're listening, you're cool. We all want to hang out. I'll buy you a beer. Sound cool? All right. I think that'll do it. We're at 50 minutes, and I got to cut this down and figure out and get rid of all the ums and uhs and make it sound pretty. So I want to thank you guys for joining in. I want to thank everybody for listening. We'll figure out where to post this and get everything taken care of. If we do any future episodes, I probably won't be as heavy-handed, and we can talk about, hey, who's cool, that isn't that awesome and stuff.
Yes.
So we can look at that for future and figure out what we're going to do once Season 1 ends. Will the community survive? Questions for the future.
Fan fiction will increase tenfold.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, thanks, everyone. We'll catch along.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
Well, adios.
Bye, kids.
Good night.
Sleep well, bronies. The views expressed are those of the panelists and do not in any way reflect those of Hasbro, Studio B Productions, The Hub, their employees, and managements. The panelists themselves are fans and claim no expert knowledge on the source material. The intro is done by Chain Algorithm and Friends Forever Mix. The outro is Eurobeat Pony's Hush Now Mix. You can find both of these on YouTube. Enough of my talking.